Good morning, Stampers. It's Tracy Frith, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Sherwood Park, Alberta, and I'm coming to you live this morning with a sneak peek of one of our new stamps. Just getting my other screen ready. Go. Okay, good to go. So I've got a sneak peek of some new product. This will be available on May the 3rd is when the new catalog comes out. But before I go into that, I just want to say a couple of reminders here. So we've got, coming up, I've got my One Sheet Wonder class, and that's happening on Saturday, May 7th at 7 p.m. We'll be making 4 cards. You'll get all the supplies that you need to make those 4 cards. And also with that, you'll get a quarter package of the Abstract Beauty Designer paper, which is really pretty paper, with some gold accents on it. So it's really nice. You'll get a PDF instruction sheet with pictures of all of the cards and the steps to make them. There'll be a Zoom link. The class will be done over Zoom, so there'll be a Zoom link so you can join live, and I'll also send a replay link so you can go back and watch the video anytime. So if you can't join live, you can still participate, or if you do join live but want to refer back to what we did, you'll have that opportunity as well. We'll be using with that class the Celebrating You stamp set, which is a greeting set. So you can order that if you would like, or if you have any greeting set that you have will probably work as well. So if you don't have it and you don't want to order it, you can use something that you already have. And the cost for that, there's 2 options for that. So it is a free class with a minimum $60 order, or a $35 class fee. So if you are, and along with that, I have another announcement. So I did post yesterday, but Stampin' Up! Is doing today only. They're doing a free shipping event. So if you place any order that you place today, you will get free shipping on that order. So as long as it's a minimum of a $100 order. So if you are interested in taking advantage of that opportunity, your $100 order would also qualify you for the free class. So you get free shipping on your supplies that you need for your class or other supplies that you want to order, and you get the free class out of it as well. So really good deal if you wanted to place an order today. If you want to do that, if you go to my webpage, which is tracyfrith.stampinup.net, and click on the Shop Now button, and then you can use the host code that's here. So it's XBAVR7ZC is the host code for the class. Okay, and that will get you your order in. All right. So those are the 2 announcements I have so far. We'll get started on the project here. So I am going to be making one of my favorite folds, the book fold or bookbinder fold. I think I've done this one before, but I just thought it would be a good one to showcase this product. So this is the card we're going to make. And this is one of the new stamps. This is from the Good Feelings stamp set. And I don't think I can actually show you the stamp set yet, but I am allowed to show you things that we make with it. So we're going to demonstrate that today. Everything else is currently available. And it's all coming back, I believe, with the exception of the designer paper that I used. Everything else is returning in the new catalog. I'll just open it up and show you the inside. So I just did a little strip of designer paper to decorate the inside. Right? So that's the card we're going to do today. So I am starting with my card base. So this is the one where I cut the paper, one of the ones I cut the paper in half lengthways. So it is 11 inches long by 4 1/4 inches, this direction. And it's scored at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. Okay, that gives you your folds. And then I've got a piece of white for the inside of the card. That is 4 by 4 inches. For the front, I have 2 pieces of Calypso coral. So the first one is 4 by 4 again. And then the second one is 1 Yeah, 1 inch by 4 inches. Okay, so just a little strip. My designer paper, I'm using the Artfully Composed designer paper today, and I have a 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 square. And then this little strip is 3/4 of an inch by 3 3/4 long. Okay, and I have one more little strip. This one is a 1/2 inch by 3 3/4. Okay, that's the one that's going to go on the inside. I have a vellum square, so this is the same size as my designer paper, so the 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, a vellum, and then I have 2 pieces of ribbon. So I've used evergreen ribbon. So on my sample card, I used this one, the window checked evergreen ribbon, and I thought for this one I'm going to use the open weave evergreen ribbon, and both of these are again available in the new catalog still. So that's great. And so for this I have one piece is 5 3/4 and the other one is 6 inches. Okay. So I'm just going to put those aside for now. I'll get my folding done for my card base. So I've already done the scoring. So basically it folds in half like a regular card. And then there's one more fold, you just fold it back on itself to create that book binding fold. Okay, so when it opens up, it'll open like this. This part will be glued down. Okay, so that's the base. Get that one out of the way. And then for the stamping, I'm going to show you a little bit of a different technique today as well. So I'm going to bring in my coffee filter, because we're going to do some embossing today. So I wanted to stamp on the vellum just to soften the look of the designer paper a little bit. So when you're embossing, if you can, you want to use, this is called an Embossing Buddy. We don't sell these, I don't think, anymore. They are available at some of the other craft stores. You just want to run it over your, whatever cardstock you're using, and it just takes off some of the grease and stuff, so the embossing powder sticks where it's supposed to. If you don't have one, I actually a few years ago I lost mine. Hi Kevin. Couldn't find them, so I grabbed a couple of old dryer sheets, and I think it's cornstarch that I put inside. So this works as well, and I think I put an elastic around it and then tied it up. It's a little bit messier, but it works great. And I just use used dryer sheets. I think you can use new ones as well, but might as well recycle, right? Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my stamp. Okay, so this is the stamp. It says sending sunshine and good feelings your way. And I'm going to start with Versamark ink. Oh, hello, Mom. I'm going to start with Versamark ink. So I'm going to ink up my stamp with Versamark first. And then I'm going to use the Calypso Coral ink because I want to have a color in my sentiment, but we don't have this color embossing powder. So ink up my stamp, and my stamp pad's getting a little dried out. I need to invest in some ink refills coming up soon. Try and make sure it's nice and juicy here. And then when I did it yesterday, I had a little bit of ink on the edges of the stamp. So I'm going to try and make sure that that doesn't happen today. I think it looks good. All right. I'm going to try and center this. It's a little hard with the vellum on the coffee filter on the white sheet underneath. I can't really see the edges of the vellum. So we'll hope that it's in the middle. And there we go. So that's my stamped image. Now, to get my raised effect that I want, I'm going to add some clear embossing powder. Just going to sprinkle that over. Just tip it off. And I always have a little paintbrush handy when I do embossing, just to brush off any of the extra powder that might stick. This one looks pretty good. I don't really need to do that. So that's good. And then I can just empty the embossing powder back into my little jar here. Yeah, Kevin, are you saying brilliant on the embossing buddy thingy? Yeah, I was kind of desperate one time because I have 2 embossing buddies, but of course lost both of them. I found one now, so at least I have one now. See a little bit of extra powder there. All right, I'm going to go off screen for a minute and do the embossing. So I'm just going to actually, maybe I'll try and see if I can bring it over here. It's a little bit noisy. If my cord reaches far enough. Oh yeah, I think I can do it. So it's going to be a little bit noisy, but you'll be able to hopefully see what happens here. So I've got my heat gun. All right, so basically it just, the heat gun just melts the powder and then it raises up a little bit. I did have a little bit of extra powder on there, but that's okay. It's clear, you can hardly see it. Yeah, the dryer sheets and the cornstarch works great. Like I said, it's a little bit messier because it kind of seeps out a little bit, but you just brush it off and it's fine. All right, now for the next thing, I am going to glue my vellum onto my designer paper. Now, vellum sometimes is hard to work with when you're trying to adhere it to a project because lots of the glue will show up through the vellum. So this technique for this project worked really well. I just used my silicone sheet and a glob of Tombow, and I got a sponge, and I just got some glue on my sponge, and I just went around the, I started with around the edges. I think I actually did a little bit more once I got going. Just be careful you don't get glue on the front of your vellum. And I think I need a little bit more. And you just, so you basically just dabbing the glue on onto the back of your vellum sheet. One more shot here. And then I went and filled in a little bit in the center. All right, and then I can put that aside. And get out my designer paper here. Now I wanted to kind of line up my 2 pieces, so let's see if I can figure out which way they go. Nope, that way maybe. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go this way. All right. Let's see if I can get it lined up. I did it really well yesterday when I did my sample, but it'll be a little bit harder today, of course, because I'm on camera. There we go. Okay. All right, and that way your adhesive doesn't show through. Excuse me. Got a big frog in my throat today. All right, so now we can put all the pieces together here. So I decided to use the other side of the paper today just for something different. All right, so I'm going to glue, and again, I'm just using the Tombow glue for this part. So that's going to go onto the Calypso coral piece. And then I'm going to put this one on to the smaller piece of coral. That looks pretty straight. Excuse me. And then this piece is going to go on my inside white piece. To give it a little bit of a decoration on the inside. Okay, and then we can start putting the card front together. So same thing, I just glued this panel right on the front. Go. And the next one. So Kevin, did you guys ever get your big storm that you were looking at yesterday? We had a blizzard here yesterday, so Monday was 11 degrees, nice and sunny. And then Tuesday we got, I think, about 5 centimeters of snow. So it sounds like it's crazy weather everywhere in Canada right now. I'm heading to, excuse me, I'm heading to Winnipeg later today. I had one of my athletes that I coach qualified for the Alberta team to Western Canadian Championships for gymnastics. So her and I are heading off tonight, so she can go compete in Winnipeg at Western. So that's pretty exciting, but I've heard that they're having some snow and whatnot still as well, so I just can't get away from it, I guess. Wind and rain last night and sunny and 12 today. Yeah, that sounds about right, hey? It's been a weird year for that. All right, so that one goes in the middle. All right, so we have one more step here. Where's my ribbon? Yeah, there it is. I was going to say, I carefully put it aside and then lost it. Okay, so my ribbon, I think I want the longer piece to start with. So one's just a little bit long. Oh, not much. They're pretty close. All right, anyways, I'm going to put my ribbon just on this side here like this. So I'm just going to put some, I like to use snail for ribbon. So I'm going to go kind of right in the middle here on the top and on the bottom. And just put a little bit of snail. Oops. There we go. There we go. can just attach my ribbon on the front. Okay, and now I'm going to use my Tombow again, and I'm going to put glue on this little strip here. So just between your two folds. And you could use tear and tape for this too. That would also work really well. And then you just, from there, you just basically close your card. I'm going to give that a little rub on the back. All right, and then I'm going to take my other piece of ribbon and just slide it underneath. Tie a double knot. Just trim that down a little bit because it's a little bit long. And there we go. All right, so one last step here. All right, Kevin, are you ready for this? I'm going to use the brushed brass butterflies. That's our tongue twister embellishment. And I was excited to see that these ones are also returning in the new catalog. So I'm just going to use a little one and a big one. And there we go. So that is our finished card. So it's pretty quick and easy, this design, which I like. I'm always up for simple. Okay, so we have the original one with the back side of the paper and the window checked ribbon. And this is the front side of the paper. I actually think the greeting shows up a little bit better on this one. I thought about doing this in Evening Evergreen instead of in the coral for the ink, but we'll see. Yep, the BBBs, Kevin, brushed brass butterflies. All right, so that is the card for this week. And I have, two more announcements. I'll just do a quick reminder. So the One Sheet Wonder class, May the 7th, the registration deadline is supposed to be April 22nd. I will extend that to the end of the weekend just since I'm away. So $60 order using the host code here, or take advantage of the free shipping with a $100 order. That will qualify you for a free class, $35 class fee if you don't want to place an order. And if you are interested in registering for the class, you can contact me at artfullystampedwithtracy@gmail.com, and I can get you registered for that. And then if you are interested in getting one of the new catalogs, also let me know. So you can either leave a message on this post, or you can email me at artfullystampedwithtracy, and I can get a catalog out to you. Again, those are that's coming live on May the 3rd, so not very long now. And there's some new catalogs are always exciting. There's always some nice new products in there. The winner of the card from last week, so it was the third card in my Gatefold series, this one, is my mom, Alice. So I will get that to you at some point. If you are wanting to win one of the cards, so one of these cards will be the prize for next week's draw. And all you have to do is to comment on my video. So you can comment on the live, you can comment on the replay. I also post the videos to my YouTube channel. So again, it's Artfully Stamped with Tracy on YouTube. And if you comment on the YouTube video, you'll also get entered into the draw. What else? If you share my video, you'll get entered into the draw. But if you do share it, just let me know, because I don't always see that they've been shared. All right, so those are those cards. And I'll do a quick peek. I posted a picture yesterday of the fourth card in the Gatefold series. So I did this little Viking one. So this was an offset gatefold card. So I didn't do a video for this one. I figured with all the other gatefolds that we did, that if I just posted pictures and measurements, that you'd be able to figure it out. So I got the little Viking guy on the inside, the ship. I used the Beauty of the Earth designer paper and a few little bird stamps from the Mountain Air set. That was that. That was the Viking card, the 4th in this series. I don't know if I have them all out here. Not quite. I will post a picture of all 4 cards together and post that up at some point in the next few days. All right. So hopefully everyone has a great rest of your week. Thank you so much for watching and participating in my videos. I really appreciate that I have an audience to talk to and not just talking to myself. And I will see you again live next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Have a great day.